Hi, welcome to my video on primary and reciprocal trig ratios of the same angle. This is the first video in the unit on reciprocal trig ratios, part 1. The primary trig ratios are sine, cos, and tan. The reciprocal trig ratios are, for sine is CO, secant, S-E-C-A-N-T. For cos is secant, S-E-C-A-N-T. And for tan is cotangent. And cosecant is, correct the spelling there, cosecant is denoted by CSC. Secant is SEC, and cotangent is COT as an abbreviation. That's like the primary trig ratios is sine, which is denoted by SIN, cosine is COS, and tangent is TAN. That's the abbreviations. If you notice, sine begins with S, we have a C. Cosine begins with a C, we have a secant S. That's how I memorize. Sine is S and C, C and S. And tangent is cotangent. That's easy to remember. But again, S gives you a C, cosecant, CSC. Cos begins with C, so it's a secant, begins with S. Okay, the reciprocal of each. The reciprocal of sine A is 1 over sine A. And the trig name for that reciprocal is S is a C, so it's a secant A. So the reciprocal is 1 over. So again, the reciprocal of sine A is 1 over sine A, but it's also called cosecant. Cos is 1 over cos A. A is the angle. And cos begins with C, so I need a secant, SEC, angle A. And the reciprocal of tan is 1 over tan, angle A, and that's denoted by cot. So the cosecant is the reciprocal of sine, so the cosecant of A is 1 over sine A. The secant of A is 1 over cos A. The cot of angle A is 1 over tan A, the reciprocals. And just to recall, if I have a 3/4, the reciprocal is 4 over 3. The reciprocal of 5 is over 1, so it's 1 over 5. The reciprocal of a -2, or understood to be over 1, is -1/2. And the reciprocal of a -3 over 2 is a -2 over 3. So in a reciprocal, we are really doing reciprocal of 3/4 is 1 divided by 3/4. So that's the same as 1 times 4 over 3, which gives you 4 over 3. So the reciprocal is switch them around, switch the numerator to the denominator, denominator to the numerator, and that's the same as going 1 divided by 3/4, which gives you 4 over 3, reciprocal. Let's do some examples. If the sine of A is 3/5, then the cosecant, and sine of the same angle, the reciprocals, so it's a 5 over 3. You flip it upside down. The cos of angle F is 5 over 13. Then the secant of angle F, secant is the reciprocal of cos, so it's 13 over 5. And the tan is 9 over 7. Then the cot is the reciprocal. Notice they're the same angles, so the reciprocal, tan and cot are reciprocal of each other, so it's 7 over 9. And the sine of B is decimal 2, and decimal 2 is 2/10, which is 1 over 5. So if we change it to a fraction, then the cosecant of angle B, sine of angle B are reciprocals, is 5 over 1 or just 5. Okay, let's continue. Some practice. Practice means pause the video and work out each of these answers before I do. Again, the sine of V is 4/5. The cosecant is the reciprocal, so it's 5 over 4. And the two angles have to be the same for this just to do the reciprocal. The cos of t and the secant of t are reciprocal of the same angle, so it's a 7 over 2. The tan of E is 4 over 3. The cot of E, same angle, is 3 over 4. And the cos of x is 0.5. 0.5 is 5 over 10, which is 1/2. So the secant of angle x, reciprocal, is 2 over 1 or just 2. Now let's do some more different, switching the other way this time. But we have, no, not switching the other way, but switching in terms of a radical this time. Find each as a radical simplified. If sine of c is root 3 over 2, then the cosecant of c, which is the reciprocal, is 2 divided by root 3. We're not allowed to leave a root in the denominator, so we multiply by the conjugate of root 3 over root 3. So 2 times root 3 is 2 root 3. Root 3 times root 3 is square root multiplied by itself, gives you the same number. Number B. The cos of P is root 6. What's the secant of P? Same angle. So that's reciprocal, so it's 1 over root 6. We're not allowed to leave a radical in the denominator, so we multiply by the conjugate of root 6 over root 6. 1 times root 6 is root 6. And root 6 times root 6 is just 6. It gives you the root of 36, which is 6. But any square root multiplied by itself is the same number that's underneath the root. The tan of r is root 2 over 2. Then the cot of the r is 2 divided by root 2. So we multiply by the conjugate, root 2 over root 2. We do that. Again, we want to rationalize denominator. Root 2 times root 2 is 2. 2 times root 2 is 2 root 2. The 2's cancel out, and I just get a root 2, understood to be over 1. So, do some practice. Find the answer as a radical in simplest form for each of these. Okay, go ahead, pause the video. The cos of k is root 3. The secant is reciprocal, same angle, so it's that's root 3 over 1, so we go with 1 over root 3. Multiply it by its conjugate, root 3 over root 3, and that gives us 1 times root 3 is root 3. Root 3 times root 3 is root 9, which is 3. Or any square root multiplied by itself is that same number. And the tan of n is root 7 over 14. Then the cot of n is 14 over root 7. And we multiply by the conjugate, which is root 7 on top and bottom. That gives us 14 root 7 in the numerator. Root 7 times root 7 is 7. 7 goes into 14 twice, so we get a 2 root 7. And number 3, the sine of f is root 6 over 3. Then the cosecant of f, which is reciprocal, is 3 over root 6, multiplied by root 6 over root 6. And that gives us 3 root 6. And root 6 times root 6 is 6. 3 cancels into 6, 2. So that gives us root 6 over 2. And let's go to the next page. And we have some more, just a little bit different, similar, but now I'm going from the reciprocal ratios to the primary ratios, but it doesn't make a difference because they're the same angle H. So cot and tan are reciprocals, so that's 4 over 7. And secant A, notice angle A here twice, each one, so it's okay. Secant and cos are reciprocals, so it's a 4 over 5. Remember, to do the reciprocal like I'm doing here they have to be the same angle, because if this is angle A and this is not angle A, I have to do more work, and that's coming up in the next video or videos. Angle T is okay. I got cosecant is root 2 over 1, so sine is reciprocal, so it's 1 over root 2 times root 2 over root 2, and I get 1 times root 2 is root 2. Root 2 times root 2 is 2. And we have a practice in relation. I showed you these three. Now you can pause the video and work out these answers to see if you're going to get them right. Secant of angle y and angle cos are reciprocals, so this is a 3 over 2 root 3. That's the reciprocal. Remember, we got to have the same angle. If not, then we got to do a little tiny bit different. I'll show you that in later videos. And if I want to get the conjugate of this denominator, I can go 2 root 3 on the bottom, or just a root 3. Just a root 3 will do it. 3 times root 3 is 3 root 3. Root 3 times root 3 is 3. 2 times 3 makes it a 6. And note, 3 and 3 goes once, 3 and 6 goes 2, so that becomes a root 3 over 2. Simplified. And we got angle B in each of these. We got cosecant and sine reciprocals, but let's change 1.2 is the same as 12 over 10, which is 6 over 5. So we can make 1.2 the same as a 6 over 5. Then its reciprocal is 5 over 6. So changing the decimal to a fraction is easy to do the reciprocal. And tan and cot are reciprocals of each other and the same angle, perfect. So I just get a 4 over 3. Reciprocal of 3 over 4 is 4 over 3. So that's a little bit of practice explaining about the reciprocal ratios are in terms of the primary ratios. And just to review, if I say sine, reciprocal is secant, cosecant. If I say cos, the reciprocal is secant. Notice S and got a C got an S. And if you got tan, the reciprocal is cot. Just memorize that. And again, cosecant is under 1 over sine. Secant is the reciprocal of cos. Cot is the reciprocal of tan. Keep that in mind. Sine, cosecant, reciprocal. Cos, secant, reciprocal. Cot and tan, reciprocal. And that brings us to the end of the video. If you like my video, click the like button, subscribe button, notification bell. Visit my website, www.mathfullyexplained.com, to find more information about me, my video, and the content. And that's the content that's on my YouTube channel called Math Fully Explained. Thank you for viewing my video. Bye-bye.